Just a quick one because there may be newcomers here. But even though you may be coming here every week, right? I hope that you still continue to listen to us so that you will also let people know about this initiative and of course also contribute in whatever way you can. Yeah. Okay. Again. Yayasan is a foundation set up to educate, equip, empower, enrich, and also engage individuals and families in all aspects. Why is it called holistic? Because we really want to encompass in all aspects our mental, emotional, social, physical and spiritual well-being. And in fact, the main aim, you look at it, right? That's why it's all spelled out here. The main aim is actually to help individuals, okay, to rise above all situations and challenges. That's why if you look at it, our initiative is actually very spontaneous. If just say we see the needs, okay, and no one does it, actually that's the main thing. If just say other NGOs or other group of people like Rotary Club has been like doing all these, helping the poor and needy, we don't want to do, because I find that, there's so many organizations out there, let it be. We also want to help the poor and needy, but perhaps in different aspect, right? I think you know that. Recently, I think one of our SA was saying about someone need help in legal needs, right? Now, okay, right? It is a criminal work. Our firm doesn't do. Hence, okay, that's why this is actually aimed for that. I know about that. First speaking, criminal work is something where, on the other hand, remember I said, right? The accused, what we call OKT, orang kena tuduh, OKT, really, of course, will be like scrambling for money to really pay the legal fees. But on the other hand, sometimes I do also understand the criminal lawyers. They also shared with me, Esther, it's not that I do not want to help. After helping, they just run away. They don't care to even pay them a little bit, you see. So these are the things that, okay, really, we need to strike a balance. And of course, okay, this is some aim to do that, where we have the fund, okay, to really help the criminal lawyers, okay, to do all this work where, those kind of legal needs are so rampant and so needed and it's urgent. Okay, right now. Other work that, the work that we do, corporate, intellectual property, still you can wait, you see, but, those things I know is so urgent, right? So these are the things that we want to see needs and we want to help individuals, families to rise above all situations, okay, and challenges. It may be challenges, but let us, okay, come together as a community, right? We are all sahabat, we are all advocate, okay, to do something what we can to really, like for example, here our first initiative to give voice, okay, right? Remember, I think again, I want to repeat that there's no issue for me to repeat, right? So that you also know and look up for perhaps couples, who now locked down, right? I mean, previously locked down I'm glad now it's opening up right now, okay, right? But the day, I saw the newspaper about, how many percent, how many 50 cases a day of divorce cases, right? Even way back, okay. In fact, WFA started way back in 2012, okay. The time I already so heartsick to see people come to us, okay, right? And there was one case, one day where early morning, okay, a couple came for divorce. As I was about to go out for lunch, someone also came for divorce. I was about to go back already evening. Another case just walking, okay, right now for divorce. That's where actually spurred that, that day actually spurred us to really do something about it, okay. Divorce is not the answer. In fact, we need counselors. That's why we want to give voice. We want to bring counselors. And again, we cannot let them just do free service, okay. So we need to again raise funds to pay counselors, see, right? So all these are funding, right? So that's how we have this the very beginning, how WFA started. That's why it's called Holistic Family Association. Not so much of legal, at that time we want counselors, right? Okay, so we do not want to call it a legal aid association because that's not what we want, okay, right now. We really want to really bring counselors to this organization to help our clients at that time. Then of course, then we want to inject more activities. Then we thought, hey, we are lawyers, we can do what? We can do legal talks, and of course to teach young people to do public speaking, to have the debate skills and all that, so they will rise up, and be a politician. Remember that time, 2012, 2013, 15, there was quite gung-ho, right now, to really want, young people, yes, go, be a politician, right now. So want to teach them, guide them with debate skills and all that. Right, as you can see, that's a need. Okay, at that moment, that's why we have our first initiative, Then subsequently 2017, 2018, we see friends. At that time, no COVID, nothing, but still, okay, well, that time we feel it because, you know, client come here with bankruptcy notice, winding up notice and all that. So we know that, you know, businesses suffer and all that. See, what we can do is that, yeah, why not? Okay, you see, we see when people out there don't do this kind of work, we help entrepreneurs, then, okay, why not we do, yeah? So this is something that we see the needs, okay, and we want to just help them to rise above the challenges, okay, and overcome it, okay. That's why we're together with IES so that they can have a chance, okay, to really promote their businesses and all that, yeah. So that part, of course, I think Thursday we have a lot of activities. Do come and join us so they can see how you can help. But here, what you can help with WFA is that advocate to us, or rather advocate to people. Okay, if just say their businesses really suffer, they really don't have real money to do any advertisement, that's where we come and help as WFA, where we allow them free of charge, okay, right? Then no need to pay, yeah. If really in dire needs, yeah, of course, okay, then don't pay. But of course, if you have needs, okay, or rather when you are able, okay, you are commercially well-to-do, okay, and from this platform you earn some money, it's all right, fine, okay, right now, just contribute. That's all, actually, as simple as that, yeah. No complicated rules or regulations. That's the way I see right now. Yeah, we have done so many other works already. I find that let it be, so to speak, okay, come here with a clean heart. I think everything becomes so easy, right? Then COVID comes, right? COVID comes. Food sustainability is so important then, okay, right? Then, right, for the first time, you know, we realized that, hey, you know what, if, you know, we're unable to go out to the grocery and buy, you know, would that be food on the table, right? Or suddenly we thought of those things, right now, okay? That's why we started to do some planting and farming and all that. But of course, not only that, you know, we talk about a safe source as well. So that's why it's good for us to learn the organic way, okay? Don't use any pesticide, don't use any chemical, don't use hydroponic. Yeah, that's why we also want to say that, okay, right? After we know from our very first speaker, right, as I said, but I asked him to come back, I think last week, where he came and told us again that really hydroponics are full of chemical, right? It's easy, but again, you know, don't take the easy way out if it's not safe, right? Okay. So of course, again, Malaysia imports, you know, has gone up so high. Why not we do something? We make a difference, okay, right? Not to do something where we can help, you know, just say we all plant a lot, okay, then we don't need to depend on the imports. Okay, now of course here shows the differences between what these agronoponics. Okay, that of course the very first speaker gave me all these slides, so I just put it in. Okay, right now I think that day you have seen how we have done it. Okay, right now again, of course, this one is for easy people because see, what we want to advocate Yayasan is that everyone can farm. Okay, like busy people, like, I'm glad, you know, really y'all really have green fingers. You know, I saw a very nice producer right now. Okay, the okra and all that. Yeah, I'm so glad. But if you ask me, a friend speaker, I don't have so much time. Okay, right now. So when I know about this product, I thought, okay, since we're advocating everyone can farm, I thought, okay, just say you are like me, or just say you don't have time. This is the best because all auto, yeah, auto generate. Your is all solar panel. Okay, right now. Okay, you don't even have to put a PowerPoint, power plug there and all that. Okay, right now, everything right on its own and all those things. Okay, right now. So again, is it because you want to advocate everyone can farm? That's actually our aim as well. And you want to make sure that, you know, even though your house is small, bigger, or whatever. Yeah, in fact, I've been to Miss Lam Ping's house, and wow, really, it's just a beautiful condo, right? Okay, yeah, we just. I'm not big, small space, but yet, you know, she planted so much of things, okay, right now. So this is the way, okay, we want to advocate that. We want to ensure that everyone can farm, right? And of course, we also want to help those poor, a bit like, you know, still starting, right now, young urban farmer. That's where we come out with this plant and share packs. Thank you very much. I know that now you are really, really helping her right now. Thank you very much. Yeah, I really on her behalf, okay, right now. Say thank you to you. Yeah, to see, of course, among yourselves, see how you can do more things, okay, to help and encourage the young urban farmers. Okay, right? Can you see or not, right? To achieve sustainability of food, we need to advocate everyone can farm. Okay, right? So that's it. Yeah, we collaborate, okay, we work together, right now. I'm so glad that this Yayasan WFA has become a real huge community, right? But a community that we can collaborate, a community where we can work together, a community where we just care, share, and support. Okay, right? Okay, so today we are again so glad. Okay, I'm so glad again to have our dear Dorcas to come back, okay, to share with us, okay. And in fact, now she's in Ipoh. She missed her children so much, okay, right now, because thank God now, right now, we can actually go interstate and all that, right? That's why she's actually now in Ipoh. Yeah, are you here already, Dorcas?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the floor is yours, but let me help you to share screen. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, okay, let me share screen. Yeah, can you see? Okay.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody who are plant lovers and nature of lover. Okay, let's come back today again for the fundamental of for all those who love to plant and for all those who love to see that our environment are being protected in all ways. Okay, now let's go back to the fundamental of being whatever that you call a gardener or a farmer or a planter, you know, as long as you like planting, as long as you love to plant. Now we have to go back to the fundamental. The fundamental means that we need to know what is the base of our planting, not that we have to begin with soil. Okay, soil. Anyone who loves to plant, they will love to have good soil. Now, how do we have this fundamental of having a good soil? So the only basic fundamental of doing it is by composting. Okay, why do we want to do composting? Now, composting will give us many benefits. All right, it will help us to recycle whatever organic matter. Yeah, can you hear? Okay, it will help us to recycle whatever organic matters that is surrounding us. Like for example, all the food waste, whatever that we find in the kitchen waste, all these things, we can always make use of all these things. All right. And composting also can give us a good soil conditioner. Okay, it also can add on to whatever nutrients into back to the soil. All right. Now, a well composted kind of a soil will allow us to have a good water holding. That means when you have a lot of air circulation in the soil, that will promote our plant even grow better. Okay, and a lot of times after when we have the first planting or second planting, whether you are putting in the onto the ground or even onto the pot, after the first planting, usually the soil will become, we will become poor. And sometimes there will be a bit of an imbalance of the pH. It can be either too acidic or it can be too alkaline. So now how do we balance it out? One of the best way is by doing composting. Okay. Now, because of the nature of the composting soil, it also can act as a soil. It also can prevent soil erosion. Okay. Of course, to increase the organic matter of the soil, that one is definitely lah. Because what you add is what you get. Okay, whatever organic matter that you put in the soil, put into the composting process, you might have like for example, banana peels will have potassium. Even some of the green vegetables, they have a lot of nitrogens. Even dry leaves, they have carbon and all this. When all these are mixed together, and then when you compose them, it will definitely enrich the soil with good soil nutrient. All right. Then, okay, composting also can allow us to do mulching. Mulching is very important because if mulching can moderate the temperature around the plants. Let's say in a hot weather where the sun is so shining hot, if we do not have any mulching being done around the tree or even in your garden, the temperature becomes so hot, even whatever water you pour onto the, you pour onto the place, it will evaporate very fast. That's why we always encourage composting, what they call mulching method. Okay, let's go to the second slide. All right. So now, when we have compost all our soil, this is what we can do. Can do mulching, okay, what we have just spoke about mulching, and you also can do a top dressing. That means once you put some layer of compost onto the top soil, it becomes a top dressing. Okay, the sun, the sun will not go directly penetrate into the soil, and it will draw out a lot of water from it. And it also has, it also can act as an organic matter. And to a certain extent, composting can also be act as a fertilizer in certain extent. All right. And it is also a soil conditioner, just like our hair, sometimes the shampoo, you need a oil, what they call shampoo conditioner to make your hair very, very soft and soothing. So this is what is the benefit, the property of composted soil. All right. Okay, let's go to the third slide now. With the compost or composted soil, now what can we do? Okay, there are a few ways that we can use it. Okay, now one way is, let's say if you have your plants, your flowers, you can mix it, the few inches of the compost into the soil, mix it around, then it will increase the soil property. It will make the soil even better. All right. And okay, how do you do mulching? You just spread a few inches of the compost just around the tree area, and this we will use it for mulching. Now, when we do composting, sometimes we get some bigger compost. So for all those, we can use it for mulching. Okay, for those fine compost, we can always mix them well to do what they call to do a potting soil, and to do it as a top dressing. All right. So now let's say for house plant, once in a while, and if you see that your plant is not growing that well, you can put some thin layer of compost on top of your house plant. Then it will it will give a very good booster to your house plant. Okay, very often when you go to the market to buy potting soil, okay, now actually what is a potting soil? The potting soil is composed of, this is how I put the example, okay, 1 part of compost plus 1 part of sand, and 1 part of the ground soil, whatever soil that you find in your garden. And then also you put some peat moss. With all this, you mix them well, it will become your potting soil. And with this potting soil, then you can start to do your planting. All right. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Now, composting. What can we put into the composting? I always believe what you put in is what you get. You put in a good heart, you will get a good product. All right. You put in something bad, I think somehow or other you turn out bad. All right. So now for us to do a good balanced composting, we need equal portion of brown materials and equal portion of green materials. What are the brown kind of materials? Okay, these are all the cupboards. Okay. What they do is you tear them into smaller pieces. Cardboard, brown cardboard, newspaper, dry glass, straw, dry leaves, and your all potting mixed. All these are very rich in nitrogen. All right. No, all these are very rich in carbon. I put it wrongly. Okay. Coffee ground, tea leaves, fruit waste, okay, and flowers, withered flowers, and young weeds. Now you don't take a lot of weeds with a lot of seed. That one, once you compose and you put into your garden, you will encourage a lot of weeds to grow. Okay, so usually we do not encourage to use where a lot of weeds with a lot of seed. All right. Now these are the good portion of nitrogen. Okay, equal portion of carbon plus equal portion of nitrogen will give you a balance of compost. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Nitrogen, the word nitrogen has to turn to a cup. I have mistyped. Okay, equal portion of brown is actually is carbon. All right, and equal portion is green. That one is nitrogen. Okay. What we cannot put into the compost? Ashes from fireplace. This one ashes don't put in. What you can use is you can use ashes to put into the surrounding your plant base. Okay, but don't use it to do your composting. Now, whatever that is from fish, meat, or bone that can decay is not. You don't put it in because that will give you very bad smell, and when the things start to decay, it give you very pungent smell, and maybe your neighbor will not like it. Okay, diseased plant. Okay, plant that we know, all those dead plant we know somehow or other they are diseased. Never put in, because after the process of composting is being completed, this disease will transfer to the soil, and your soil will give will carry this disease. Okay, so never put in any diseased plant. Now, human waste and animal manures also not advisable to put purely into it. What we do is, if you want to put them, we have to go through a very process of fermentation before you put them into compost. Like in my farm, the chicken dung, we do not use chicken dung purely to do composting. Okay, we have to go through a process of fermentation before we put it into the compost. All right. Now, how do we know that your compost is well done? After maybe about 4 to usually this process will take about a few weeks. All right. After the few weeks, when you smell of the compost, it will smell like the soil, the earthly soil. Once you have that smell, okay, you know that the what they call the culture is being fully completed, and you will have a good composted soil. All right. Good composting will give you a good balance of the nutrient, and usually this what they call composted soil will have a good moisture content, and the air circulation is well done. Okay, this is what we call well composted soil. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. There are a few methods of composting. Remember, I think a few sessions before that, there was one gentleman who asked me, what is aerobatic and anaerobic, and all these big words. All right. So today, let's go through this simple 3 process just to understand what are the process of composting. All right. Now the first one is aerobic. Okay, composting. What is it that this aerobic composting? Okay, let's go to the next slide. No, next one first. Next one first. Okay. So this is Arabic composing is actually a way where we put all our organic waste together. Okay, put them together in a one pile, and then in the absence of air, that means you can put it onto the ground. Now, what last time when I did the presentation, I didn't do it because I know we are all home gardener. So for us home gardener, some of us might stay in the flat, some of us might stay in we have no ground, you see. So that's why I introduced the home what they call composing. All right. Now this one is for us to understand. This aerobic method, you have to put all the compost waste onto the ground with the presence of air. That means we need oxygen to break down all this organic matter. So after when all this what they call the organic waste are being broken down, it will produce carbon dioxide. It will also produce amino acid. It also have water and also have heat, because when the compost are being decomposed, a lot of heat are generated. You can see on the picture on the very top left hand corner, you can see the white thing. That white thing is actually the heat being generated where during the process of compost. When the organic matters start to decompose, a lot of heat will be generated. And then now, then the center one is where we do it in our home. All right, we do it in our home. We open the bin, and the picture on the very top right, bottom right hand corner, it is what you will see after what they call the fermentation has been taken place. A lot of fungus has been grown on top of the pile, the compost pile. And then you also can see the white thing, right? These are all the fungus that grown on top of the compost bin. I mean on top of the compost. All right, now how do we do it? Let's go to the slide on top. Okay, there is a method. How do we do it now? Put all your compost pile on whatever ground lah. Why do we do that? Because we want to attract all the worms to come in to eat all the compost. All right, because we have all the waste right? We have banana peels, we have our veggie, all those rotten veggies, dry leaves, and all these things, right? So with all this, the worms will start to come in to eat. Don't worry about that, whether they come or they don't come. We just leave it there, okay? Naturally, by nature, the worms will come, okay? This is what I can see. I have been doing it for many years, and I always see worms coming in. Of course, we also have a bit of unfriendly things that insect or whatever. Just leave it to them, okay? Let them come. What we do is now the compost pile, put it onto the ground, and we also put some straw in between. All right. Actually, the best way is to put straw at the bottom, because when we have straw and dry branches, put it on the ground first, because all these branches they are not very compact, so the air can easily penetrate, and oxygen can also penetrate. You see, so when oxygen penetrate, it will encourage the compost to decompose faster. All right, put a few inches of this straw or even dry branches, or even dry branches or trunks, what they call tree trunks. And then after that, you put layers by layers of the compost. Now, always maintain these compost piles with some moist. Don't let it dry. Don't let it too dry, because when it is too dry, the compost will take a longer time to process. Okay, so after that, you start to put in, layer by layer. You add in compost material first, and then after that, you put some manure, the green manure, grass clipping, and all these rich nitrogen source of a thing. Then spray some water on top and cover it. Cover the whole compound with a plastic sheet. Now, you cover it, and probably maybe, let's say, for example, if you start to do it in the morning, by afternoon, you can feel that there is a lot of heat. Open up the lid, open up the plastic sheet, put some water, spray some water, cover it back. Okay. Then after a while, the next day, if it is very cold, okay. But let's say if it is very hot, then you turn the compost, turn it upside down, turn it upside down, so that the oxygen can go into your compost and decompose all the whatever waste that is inside. All right. Now this process will take about, depending on the temperature and depending on how you turn, and also depending on the surrounding temperature and the moisture that you have, you will usually complete the process in 2 to 3 weeks. If the temperature is very, if let's say, for example, in hot weather, probably about 2 to 3 weeks, the whole compost will be completed. The process of this compost will be completed. But if it is raining days, probably it will take about 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, during this process, we can always add, add in whatever waste on top of it on your compost pile. Put in the waste and then spray some water so that it will maintain the moist. Do it round and round and round and round until you can see, the compost, like what you see at the top right hand corner, fungus start to grow, and then things all the compost start to break down. Like what you see on the bottom left hand corner, become very tight, like soil type. That is what you have. The process is being completed. Okay, this is aerobic method, means you use the oxygen, introduce oxygen into the compost pile to allow the compost to decompose. All right, and also you need to add in moist. Okay, this is one of the method. Now for home use, last time you remember what I taught our home gardening one. You can refer to that one for small home use lah. All right. Okay, let's go to the other type. I also don't know how to spell this. Okay. Now this method is used to decompose all the waste without introduction of the oxygen. There is no oxygen being needed. So all the organic materials are being piled up, and we will allow all these organic materials to break down naturally. You do not need to turn them. You do not need to do anything. Just allow it to go through the decomposing process naturally. No maintenance. Okay, no maintenance is needed. But during this process, a lot of gas, methane gas is being released in the air, and it is very smelly, very, very smelly. What do they do? Where do you find this method It is usually in the landfill. You know, all those alamphora, you know, they collect all our material, all our waste from the home, collect, and then they put it into what they call a dump site. They put everything into the dump site. So this thing will, they will recompose. I mean, of course, for those who come to our house to collect all these waste, they never separate them together. So everything is inside, right? And then it will release a lot of methane gas, and the methane gas is very poisonous to all human beings. All right. Now, where do you find the example of this anaerobic method? You know, it is always find in one of the method that you. Okay, let's go to the other. Go to the next slide. Mokashi composing. Mokashi composing. Okay, Mokashi composing is one of the methods where we decompose all our waste without the use of oxygen. That means that is not in the air, not in the open space, but we cover it in a mokashi bin, and sometimes it takes quite a long time, you know, for all these things to what they call to break down, and then only you can use it. All right. Now in the mokashi, let's go to the next slide. Okay, this is a mokashi bin, and you use this method of composting, you need a compost bin, mokashi compost bin, and you also need a starter. This starter is actually a starter made of bran, and then sometimes they use the rice husk to use it as a starter. What they do is we put everything, all your waste into the basket. After that, then you put in the starter, cover it tightly for 10 to 15 days. When what they call all the waste inside the compost bin start to decompose, then you see the compost bin or not, the mokashi bin or not. At the bottom of the bin there, you see there is a knob, right? The knob actually is for you to turn. Once you turn it, there is a liquid. When the decomposed material all start to decompose, start to ferment, that is kind of a liquid. Yeah.
You were saying Auntie Anan used to do the bokashi method. You know, in Hokkien, you say bokashi means you.
Okay.
And can we have the question later? Okay, let us finish all the process first. All right. So when you turn the knob, certain kind of liquid will drain out. Now, this liquid is also a kind of fertilizer. All right, it's a kind of fertilizer, but you can use this one to water the plant. All right. This is a mokashi method where we don't use oxygen to decompose the waste. All right. Okay, now why is it that, let me see, why is it that we always say that composted soil is not a fertilizer? Okay, why is it? Because the composition of a compost has only 2% of nitrogen. All right, and it also have very small amount of phosphorus and also very small amount of potassium. Okay, so all this can only contribute as a form of a soil conditioner, and also it is a soil amendment, but it is not a total replacement of fertilizer. Okay, so that's why when we do planting, we use the compost as a soil supplement, a soil conditioner, but it is not a fertilizer. All right. So that's why you see, I read from the WFA group. So many of us say, why is it that, you know, my plant like that, my soil, why my plant has no flower, only fruit, only leaves, why my flower drops? All this is because we do not have the balance of the fertilizer plus nutrients in the soil. All right. Okay. That is now the third method of composting. Very interesting. The third method of composting is by worm composting. That means we encourage the worms to come to eat your compost, and then after that, when the worms poo-poo, and we collect all these poo-poo, and then all these poo-poo are very rich in nutrients. All right. And okay, let's go to the slide of worm. Let's go to the slide where we can find the worm casting. Okay. Worm casting. All right, worm composting. It will turn all your kitchen waste, whatever waste, okay, into dark soil. And when you collect them, all this soil, they are super composed. And it is one of the best way of composting. All right. You see all the benefits of it. It gives you nutrients. It gives you soil ability, and then you have you can also give you a lot of air circulation, and it also give you very good water holding. And this is also one of the best what they call compost. All right. A lot of people use this what they call worm composting soil to enrich all those barren land. All right. Now, how do we do it? Okay, let's continue in the next session. All right. That one is one of the most interesting one. All right. Okay, let's come back to compost. Okay, now is the time for us to have Q&A.
Thank you very much, Dorcas. Yeah, good, interesting topic again, right? Where, wow, I think I look forward to the wormy composting.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, I will, again, you can continue, to put in all the questions that you have in this chat room, go through it. And of course, subsequently, can also open it out whereby, you all can actually raise a hand, and I will ask you to unmute your mic and you all can speak as well. Okay, let me go through the chat room first. Okay, first question is by Chin Pei Win. Is it advisable to sieve the compost before using it, Dorcas?
What is that?
Is it advisable to sieve the compost before you use it?
Yeah, some people, they do that. So when they sieve it, all those compost, they put it as a muncher. You know, they munch it onto the, they put it on top of the garden bed as a muncher. That means it will cover as a what they call soil cover, so that when the sun penetrates, the sun will not go direct penetrate into the soil, into the what they call our soil. Yes, it's also encouraged. It's good. It's good to do that.
So, of course, the next question: what happens if she doesn't do the mix, but still use a compost for potting? That's possible, right?
Yes. Very good for potting soil. Yes.
Okay. And of
you
course,
mix them well. You mix them well as like what I put as an example. You know, one part of your potting in order to make a good potting soil, you put one part of compost, one part of sand, one part of your ground soil, and one part of peat moss. Peat moss is for us to for the soil to be very puppy, very like not hard.
We get the peat moss. How do we get buy it?
Buy a little bit lah. You don't need to buy really a lot. Some people just put a little bit only. Okay. Peat moss is actually those fiber, a kind of a fiber.
Also got to buy lah.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we use urine to fertilize our plants? I think urine.
Yeah. If you have a bit of a problem, let's say for example, if someone has some sickness, I think the urine also will have some will also carry some kind of bacteria, right? So bad bacteria was always encourage bad growth. Okay.
Better not.
This is what
whoever asks this question, better don't use. Okay.
I will not dare to use.
Can I dig a big hole in the ground and put all the fish innards which I can get from the fish cellar? Oh, I think
yeah. You can do that, but you have to dig it deep enough, you know. That is a soil preparation. Yes, you are right. Soil preparation. What they do is now I have my seafood, okay, from Taiwan, from Thailand. This is what they do. Now, before they plant any fruit trees, what they do is they use the what they call the tractor, dig a hole about more than 1 meter deep, deep inside. If you have all those skin, all those bone, meat, and all these things, the decaying one, they put it there and then cover with soil. So once the fermentation take place, of course it will take months, you know, or even sometimes take years, you know. And then when you plant your fruit trees, the root will go deep inside, right? So let's say maybe about more than a year already, everything already fermented. Then when the root go deep inside, it will extract the nutrients from it. This is how our seafood taught us lah. But it is very, very difficult, you see. How do you find so much of the fish meat and so on? So rather than doing that, what we do is we also use a process to EM to ferment the fish meat and so on. But that one also very smelly. All right. That one also can be done.
Yeah, that one on a large scale, I think, right?
Yeah.
Large scale already. Okay. Yeah. Now, next question is that rabbit poop useful for composting? True that.
No. We don't use it directly. Don't use it directly. Okay. Never use it directly, you know, because you see, like for example, rabbit, they might have the poo and all these might have bacteria, bad bacteria. You can never see with naked eyes, right? So whatever that you cannot see with the naked eyes, we worried that bad bacteria will come in, and then once you decompose it, you will have your compost will contain all these bad bacteria, right? So that's why for us to be on the safe side, better don't use it directly. Okay. Now in commercial, what they do is they go through a process of fermentation. They allow all these poo to be fermented with certain supplement added in, so that they kill all the bacteria, safe to be used. Then only they add into the compost. All right.
So that means
don't do that.
So if we buy, like for example, chicken poo, that's where it is safe when we purchase, not our own. Yeah.
Unless you know how to ferment what they call all these chicken dungs or cow dung and all this lah. Okay. Otherwise, it's advisable not to do that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. The next question is that is vermicast or vermipoo the same as vermicast compost?
That is in our next session. We leave all this into the next session, so that you will have more of us will have more questions to ask. Okay.
If you do your compost on the ground, what should we do on the rainy days?
Raining day, cover it. You cover it. You must cover the compost pile, you know. Otherwise, when the rain gets in, then it will spoil the process of what they call the composting. All right, cover it.
But I think, Dorcas, just to ask, I mean, I think today you have actually taught us about this aerobic and anaerobic method.
Anaerobic, yeah.
The method very simple to me. I'm just using it. Is that I will put the food waste and then cover with soil. And then, next tomorrow I put another food waste and then I cover with soil.
This is a home gardening, home gardening, right? So when you land is a problem, all right? Land is a problem, and this process will take a longer time because you covered it, right? But when I use the open air method, where we encourage air to go in, that is more on a bigger scale, because you can like, let's say if you do it in a community kind of a project, then of course we can collect a lot of a lot of food waste. So that one, this composting method is good for a community project. Correct or not? Okay. Because there is a big space,
Okay, so it means what you have taught us today is more of a little bit community kind of.
Yes. For home base, that was all covered last time, right? Yeah, we use. You remember? Last time we use what they call the
soil or just dry leaf. You were saying that the dry.
Yeah, small little thing, right? So that one is a very home base. This is a more in the open space. Okay.
I think that one is good because it's not smelly. I find that it's very good. Not smelly. It takes a longer time.
It takes a longer time. Yes, it takes a longer time. Yeah. The other way is to use a compost bin. Compost bin means we can also use compost bin. Okay. Maybe next time I will use, because you see what I'm trying to say is we were trying to use as less material as possible using the nature to do it. So, but if let's say another method, of course, you can use a compost bin, but you need to buy all this material. There are many ways to do it. Okay? We can do it on the economical scale, or we can do it with the purchase of a compost bin to do it, or you can use Mokasi bin to do it. So there are many methods of doing composting. All right.
Next question is that if there are these expired supplements like multivitamins and all that,
we also throw them. Yeah, I also soak them in the water and give it to the plant. They also love it.
Okay.
Yeah, they also love it. Yeah.
I think I remember you also said all those expired flour,
milk powder, all these are good.
In as well, right? Yeah, correct. Yeah. Sorry, can someone share the ratio part of the items? One part. Just now I think we said already, Margaret. I think one part, I wrote down the notes, is 1 part of ground soil, 1 part of sand, 1 part of the compost, and 1 part of peat moss, right? 4 parts of it
together. Mix it together, mix it well. Then you will become your potting soil. You don't have to go and buy a potting soil that costs you 20 ringgit, 1 pot. So when you do this, I think it will be very much cheaper, correct? Because compost we can make sand, I think we also can easily get it from the ground, or all those we have been used before. You see a lot of urban city people, what they do is they buy a pot of plant. After the plant or the flower wither, they throw away. Don't throw away. Take that one, make compost, buy a little bit of peat moss, mix it together, then it becomes your potting soil already. Correct. Then your soil become active again. Why do we need to throw them away? This is how we reuse all our soil to become a good potting soil. Okay.
Okay, and next one is a snail poo just as good as vermicompost? Wow, can you find some?
No. I dare not use it because the snail are so terrible. You eat air. That was one time, I saw it in the YouTube. It happened in Taiwan, One night only, all her garden, everything gone by snail, All her vegetable all gone one night only.
Right, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Now, yeah, one night only. So we don't like this. We don't like this snail.
Yeah, true.
They are not friendly to us.
I know. Okay. I learned to sort of say kill them. Last time I also thought, yeah, don't kill. But now I have to say I got to learn to kill them.
Yeah, chase them away lah if you don't dare to kill them.
Now, I think Tony, you asked a very good question. Let me tell you how does Secret Recipe do their compose. Well, I'm glad, friends speaking, as I said, I'm here also to really want to commend Secret Recipe. In fact, I'm glad now that they showed how they do their compose. And I think, yeah, it's good to really go and patronize Secret Recipe. They have done a good job.
Yes, it's good.
They actually use a very high-tech machine, which
yes.
Okay, and consumption of electricity is really a lot as well.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and also very short span of time. Okay,
exactly.
Have shared, like you say heat, use heat.
Yeah, heat. Yes.
Electricity for 24 hours. Can you see? It spends so much.
Yeah, that's right.
So no need to repeat, Tony Lau. It's really as good as what we do because they use high heat. So it's 24 hours scouting. One day they can.
Yeah, that's right.
A good CSR job that they have done. Secret Recipe.
Yes.
I commend them. Yeah.
Yes, the machine is very expensive. And also for us to send all our food waste for them to do the composting. It's also not possible lah. That's why
they use their own.
That's right. That's right.
That's why they said lah.
Exactly.
Peel.
Yeah.
So they don't want to waste. Yeah, they don't want to waste a single thing. Everything from all the branches, they go back to their HQ there and they.
That's right.
So I think it's really well done a Secret Recipe.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's a very good composer. Just that, as I said, I don't know why. Maybe I'm not sure. My office is closed area. That's why a little bit smelly. That's why I hope that you understand. I need to take it away already. I think Sok Ching is coming tomorrow. So those of you who still want to come, you quickly or you want me to just reserve for you, PM me. Otherwise, I really need to ask Sok Ching to take it away already because it makes my room, that particular room that I store, a bit smelly already. Dorcas.
Yeah, earth smell. It has an earth smell. Yeah.
Yeah, and also got white dot. Certain packing got some white dot. Like I think it's as what you said just now the white fungus came out already.
Yes. Because got moist inside, and also it has a good contents of the what they call the nutrients. So that's why it will encourage the fungus to grow. Definitely, yes. That means it's a well balanced compost lah. Good. Yeah.
Tomorrow. If not, what's the name? Sok Ching confirm coming tomorrow. Yeah, she will come and take already. Okay. Now, Cat Cock came and asked this. Can compost be done in a big pot as I don't have a lid? But cover right now. My cover with plastic, right? I think Dorcas.
Yes, cover.
Sorry. Cat Cock, you can explain.
Yes, got cover.
No cover lah. You have no cover.
Got, I use a cover lah, just to close the top lah, but it's a loose cover lah, like let it got air can breathe lah.
Can or not, Dorcas? Boleh tak?
The better way is your compost bin. You poke many holes around your bin so that the air can penetrate in and out. Because when you do composting, this kind of composting, you definitely need oxygen. Without oxygen, the compost will take a long time and it will not be well done.
So put holes,
Put holes around and at the bottom so that whatever that the liquid, the smelly liquid can drain out.
Okay.
The liquid they call it black soil. Very smelly. You will frighten everybody. It frightened off my husband.
Okay.
Every time when I open the lid, he will run for his life.
Okay. Aerobic method. What type of worm will appear? Okay. Still want to ask a question of worm. What worm will appear while using the aerobic method? Yeah, Doctor.
Earthworm. Definitely, it's not definitely is not the worm casting the type of worm. Okay, the one you have to culture. You have to purchase it lah. To put it that way lah. And there is one kind of a worm. They call it African crawler. That one is about, you know, as long as 1 feet long, you know.
Ooh, wow.
That one is one of the best kind of worm casting.
Oh, good. So it's good.
Very good. Very expensive. You know, what they call the worm compost soil. Yeah. 40 kg of this compost cost you more than $100 over.
Oh, okay.
You definitely need a lot of effort to do it, and it's not easy to do it.
Okay. Yeah.
But definitely we will cover in the next session, so that we also, for those who are interested, can start to do a bit of experimenting. All right.
But maybe just to let you know, I think then my mate, she's very good in gardening. She said there's one type of worm has a lot of feet one. Yeah, that one actually very dangerous and can bite and.
That one is not worm lah. That one is what lah? That one is not earthworm lah. That one is black color, black and
Centipede, is it? Centipede.
Maybe centipede.
Millipede.
Millipede. So very careful you must kill millipede.
Centipede, definitely.
Millipede is.
Millipede
is red.
Centipede is poisonous.
Poisonous. So you must make sure not every worm very good. You know, I saw her while she couldn't.
Yes, yeah, right. If it's not well composted, you will attract all these millipede, centipede one. Definitely one.
Where it's not well composted, you will attract.
Or during the process also this will come.
Oh, well, not composted.
Centipede. Millipede has no harm, right? You are right.
Centipede, okay.
You see, all our people are so smart now. Everybody is so smart.
Okay, so now ask a good question even. Can adding a mass, you know what's a mass? That one is Pan Ira who said or PSB into the compost pile, speed up the composting soil. I think, yeah, that's what Pan Ira said. Dorcas, you want to answer this?
The PSB, wow, the PSB is so difficult to make. You want to put a compost,
So
better spray it direct to the plant,
to the soil, to the.
Yeah lah, put it the plant, waste lah. Because it's so difficult to it really take an effort to make it right. The PSB,
Don't put it to the compost. Don't worry, compost.
Better don't better. If you want you can. If you want, then you make enzyme to do it. You do enzyme. You know, do enzyme. With the enzyme solution, you pour it onto the compost to speed up the decomposing process. That will be better because enzyme is easier to make and less effort is needed. Probably next time when we have after the worm casting, then we can go back and do some revision on what is the best for this, what is the best for that, what will be suitable for this.
Okay, so I write down first before I forget. Okay, so that means it's like what's the best solution for all
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we all can learn together, right?
Okay, can. Good. Now next is that can you please repeat how to do small scale composting?
Okay, this is very easy. Okay, I can send you the slide, but my because you see what happened, my pen drive is in the office. That's why I could not send the slide. Maybe what I can do is I send the slide to the.
Before we do the verbi-compose, we do a revision on that,
Okay, also can.
Compose, okay? Okay, good. Thank you for reminding us. Okay, Yok Lian, hi. One part compose. Hold on. Philip how do you compose expired and foul-smelling whipping cream? Oh, the one I think whipping cream, boleh the expired.
Got oil one, right? Got oil inside one, right?
The one got oil one.
Got oil better don't. Things that you feel is not safe. I rather because you see we are all home based. You see, we do not have the big machine like the the commercial machine. Of course, the one with the high temperature you can kill everything. A lot of bacteria, right? So for all home use, home based, where our temperature is normal, our usage is also normal. Whatever that you feel is not very safe, better don't use lah. This is my advice lah.
Correct. Yeah. Okay, next, how do we need to remove egg membranes first before grinding into? Wow, that one I think susah go take out the membrane, right? No?
You can bake it. Put it in the oven to bake it. Bake it, and then you use remember last time I said bake it. After that, you put you put all your the egg into a plastic bag, crush it, and then it turn into very powdery form, right? Then you can easily use it, right?
That means
you don't need to do compost. You can even put it onto the plant base already, right? Correct? It's a good source of calcium.
That means if you bake it, you need to remove the membrane.
Once you break it, the membrane will be broken down already.
Okay.
I tried it before. I put it in the frying pan, very hot frying pan. It will become brittle, you know. And then after when brittle, I use the hammer it. It become powdery form. So it's very easy for plant to absorb as a good source of calcium.
Better solution, if you ask me, well, the eggshell, I rather don't put in my oven because oven we cook food that we eat. I think using pan means you use a special pan where we don't use it for cooking.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, true also. Yeah.
I think
I did that.
To me,
I did that.
Because why, if you don't bake it or fry in the pan, why do we need to remove the membrane?
Yes, because to prevent bacteria, my dear.
Yeah. The place where you check a lot of bad bacteria is the membrane of the eggs.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Now, again, the same question, what is peat moss? We want to explain or some photo, I'm not sure. So actually, I haven't seen peat moss as well.
I haven't seen peat moss before.
I also haven't seen. Maybe somebody can Google up. Let me see whether somebody can Google up. Okay, yeah.
Well, somebody Google it. Very cheap. It's kind of a fiber, you know. It's a kind of fiber like the coconut fiber, and all these also can be one of them, you know. Coconut shell, you know, the fiber, all those fiber, and then the oil palm, you know, the seed, not the seed, the small little. Maybe can see. Let me see whether can find or not.
Let you do it. It's okay. Yeah, I think.
Let him do some homework.
Other questions, let me quickly go on first. Can we use eggshell and hair as compost? Yes, can. Yeah, use the hair. Hair is full of nitrate.
Yeah. Hair is a new
nitrate.
Good source of protein, you know.
Protein as nitrate.
You Google and see hair. Hair can be used. Feather also can be used, you know. Feather. Yeah, right.
Now when I wash my hair, all my hair I cut already.
Yeah. That's right. Compost, yeah. It's a good source of compost, right?
Okay, good. Now I use
human hair. Yes.
Human hair. Okay, show. Thank you, lovely. Wow, good. This is peat moss. Can you see?
Okay. Yeah.
Peat moss.
Yes.
I think you got to buy
A little bit lah. You go to sometimes you have no choice but to go to the nursery there, buy one pack of it, then you can do a lot of experiment already.
Okay, so go and buy some. I also want to buy some already.
Yeah, good. It's good.
Okay, next, I use nangka skin and later have fat worms. If I put...
Very good. Yes. Yeah, right. You see, last time in my nangka farm, what we did was my brother did lah. Okay, he put a layer of what they call the bottom layer. Put some cardboard, moist it, and then after that, on top of that, he put the nangka skin and so on. Together, the whole, of course, all the meat taken out lah. So then they put some soil surrounding, put the whole thing into a container with air, the container, and then he poke through the container with all the air. The air can easily flow in and out. It attract a lot of worms coming in. Yes, that is the way. One of the way to make worm casting. One of the way. And by the way, worms love all these nanga skin, nanga seed, And what else? Banana skin, not banana skin.
Yeah,
Pineapple skin.
pineapple skin.
They love all this.
Okay. Also, that means verbal compost. I think next week when you do, it also maybe you got to use this nangka skin, papaya, pineapple.
Wait, next time let us go into what lah. Okay.
Okay, write down first. Okay, done. Next, maggots, fruit flies, larva. What was this? Not maggots. Fruit flies. Well, no, maggots will be bad already. We got maggots.
Fruit flies also not good. Not good. Definitely, it's not good.
We got maggots.
Because it carry. You see the fruit flies once they attack the, let's say for example my mango tree lah. It has a lot of mango, right? So the fruit flies will go in. They somehow or rather once they sting onto the mango, it will allow small little insect to grow in, and then your whole fruit will spoil. Fruit flies are definitely no good.
Sure, right.
Maggots also not good.
Not good throw already.
Maggot will definitely no good.
Okay. So questions, is there a substitute for peat moss? Good question. So you don't have to buy, good, they with you. No need to buy because peat moss, is there a substitute?
Okay, what I do, what I do was like that. I go and collect some of the coconut. Nowadays a lot of coconut shell, coconut. Take out the coconut, the shell, cut into smaller pieces. They also can mix them.
Coconut shell. The brownish husk. That means
no, the inside, the outside is very hard, but the inside is all fiber, right?
The fiber lah. That means
you cut into smaller pieces. That one also can be used.
That means sorry, that means the substitute of peat moss will be the fiber lah, the brown.
The fiber that is in the yes.
Fiber lah, okay.
Very smart lah. All our people are very smart. Very smart.
What do you think of pouring the rice water or fish water to the compost? Okay, ma. I think that's what I do also. Rice water, right? I think because I do that.
Yeah. But the thing is, you see, like the rice water, when you just wash the rice, it is not fermented yet. You only take about few days to ferment. So you pour it into the. Usually we don't pour it into the compost. What we do is we use the enzyme, what they call the enzyme that we make. That one will speed up the process of fermentation.
Okay. But Dorcas, you see, like for example, I love to make soya bean juice myself, right now. So when I soak the soya bean, okay, right, the water I actually pour into a compost because also protein. But I put into the compost. I don't put straight into the plant. I put into the compost. Right? That will make the compost.
You can put into the compost, but what will be the chemical reaction with this?
Nothing more. Nothing. It's just.
I think so. Better we put it. We spray it onto the plant.
But then if it's not fermented.
In order to speed up the process of in order to speed up the process of decomposing, we need to attract microorganism to come and eat, correct? To come and consume the what they call the waste, So how do you attract this microorganism to come? One way, of course, you use the EM lah. EM, because EM is all fermented kind of a juice. So with this, it will attract a lot of good microorganism to come and consume the food waste, correct? So you will also, and together with the EM, you speed up the process lah. So that's why whatever that we put in, we need to know that it will speed up the process of fermentation. Then only it's good.
Okay, I get what you mean, Dorcas. That means to speed up. But to me, that the rice water or the soya bean water, it is nutrients. It is protein. So if I put into the compost is have more nutrients. I do not want to speed up, Speed up is using your time and all that. But if I add those water, the soap water, then the water has protein,
If it is what they call, if it's rice water or even the soya water, it's a lot of water, So when it is very, very moist, your what they call decomposing method will not be so successful. We only need very minimum, just moist only. We do not want to have the whole compost pile to be, the pile to be so wet. Correct or not? So we still go back to the fundamental of how we do the decomposing, right? We only need oxygen and a certain amount of moist, only moist, but not wet.
But Dorcas, I'm talking about home composting where I put soil one, you know. I'm not doing this open space one, you know.
Correct. Also, you do not need so much.
Too much moist.
So much. You do not need that.
So then,
if you want to do that, okay. If you want to do that, what you can do is you put it into the mokasi bin. Then.
See, I don't have to do already. I got the bin. I bought the whole thing, but it's so smelly.
Very smelly. It's very smelly.
It's so smelly.
Very smelly. It's very, very smelly.
So smelly. I mean, to me, friends speaking, you know, I personally don't encourage. It's so smelly. Cannot tahan.
Cannot tahan. So better don't do that. Better don't do that.
I think use the best is to put salt one. I find it very good. Put salt. But then in that case, what do you think? I find that all this soap water is so good, you know. I mean, to throw is sayang, you know. What else then can I use that for?
Okay, you see, like rice water. Still remember last time we cultured the rice water plus the milk to make the, remember one time I say we use remember, go back to the next in the next session. What we do is we use the rice water. How do we use the rice water to make EM? Remember the EM? One of the method is to make that one with the milk. Remember?
I know, but just like, you know, I mean, those things are kind of like you take a little bit of water, but every day I have rice water. This is why I was thinking that instead of wasting the rice water, I pour into the compost. You know, otherwise not too many. Even if I use it for EM, I will be too many. Not too much of rice water.
Also, true.
Too much, right?
A lot of water, a lot of water,
So never mind. This is a question for us to think later on. Okay, next.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for interesting composting knowledge. Can expired vitamin? Already asked this question. All your expired vitamins, yes, you can put it into the compost.
Water, pour it into the plant. The plant love it.
Citrus green is not favorable to earthworms. Is it correct? Well, I think.
No. Yes. It is. Nangka, pineapple, they love it. Love it.
Okay. So now they ask you this question, Dorcas. The worms are not earthworms. They are fat and look white. Then the grass above. Oh, no good. I think white worm, good or not? White worm, this one.
I think maggot lah. That one is maggot lah. I think it's not.
Hi.
Decaying matters inside. Meat or bone or any kind of thing there.
The grass.
No, Dorcas, no bone. It's just nangka.
Just nangka.
And the worms are so fat, so gali lah. But the grass on top, last time got very little grass. Now the grass grows so beautifully on top. So I was just afraid to use it because if I put it on my papaya tree, I scared my papaya got worms there.
You know, if you have chicken, okay, you got a chicken farm, the chicken consume it, it is a rich source of protein. Chicken in the chicken farm.
So this red worm is not harmful lah.
Not harmful one.
Okay.
Not harmful. You know the chicken or not? What they do, okay, you know how they rear chicken in the I see it with my own eyes, okay, in Lanchang, the Nangka farm, okay. What they do is they have a free range of the chicken, okay, and what they do is they throw all the spoiled Nangka there, and somehow or other there are a lot of worms that coming out, you know, so the chicken start to eat them, and we consume the chicken.
That's right. Okay.
This source of protein.
Okay. Yeah.
But in China they take the worms. What? They eat worms.
Yeah.
It's a good source of protein.
Source of protein, correct.
On nature.
I went to Vietnam, you know, a few years ago. I think 3 years ago, This is very rare, you know. They rear the worms to fed a kind of cricket.
We call it cricket. Fast.
Yeah, for protein.
Protein, correct. Yeah. Okay.
They use what they call the fruit, citrus fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be,
This source of protein, yes. Only that we feel very giddy, they not eat.
Next question. Are mangosteen, rambutan, and durian skins good for composting? Well, this is for my
very hard. Because before you do that, you definitely have to definitely have to chop them into smaller, fine pieces. Then only you can use as a compost. Otherwise, it will take many. You know, I composted this mangosteen the skin. After 1 year, it's still as hard. So you know that this won't work well unless you chop them. You break them into very small pieces. Okay, in commercial, what they do is they buy a machine. The machine will cut all these durian shell and mangosteen shell into very small little pieces, and then they put it in. Then only they do it as a compost.
Right.
But for us, home garden, home user, it is not easy. Definitely not easy.
Provider, what we can do is that you use, like for example, dragon fruit peel, kind of like hard right now. Okay. What I do, I use scissors to cut.
Yes. You break them into smaller pieces. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Next, okay, old clothes can also use for compost. Yeah, correct, true. Yeah, Sandoz, correct. But of course, to me, sometimes old clothes cannot be too colorful, because nowadays the coloring pigment used by the commercials, like, can be very chemical. So
yeah. That's right.
Okay. Next, can coconut coir be used as a substitute? Yes, said already. UCM1, bokashi, white worm is durian worm. Wow, who said that? It's true. White worm is called durian worm.
That one I don't know. I don't know her. I don't quite like to eat durian, so I don't know. Never study that one. Maybe can do a bit of study on that.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm done here. Okay, Sandoz, you have a question. You can unmute yourself and ask Sandoz.
I just want to share, for those of you who are worried about worms, actually, the worms are your best friend. The more worms you have in your garden, it will help your crops to grow very well, I tell you. So don't kill them, don't feel guilty. I mean, first time when I went into farming, when I saw worm, I run. But after that, I love them. Now I dare to even touch them because they are my best support. All my plants, especially my banana, the stem are so huge. The banana is so fat, and I just feed them with kitchen scrap. That's all. I don't even buy fertilizer, so I just encourage all of you, don't throw your kitchen scrap, even that you are talking about mangosteen. What I normally do is I dry it up and I blend it into a powder, even eggshell. You can even use toast it, your eggshell, and then you soak it with vinegar for about 3 weeks, and then you just spray as a support for the plants, and you will see your plants is beautifully fruiting. Yeah, so these are the things that I like to let you all know. Don't worry about the worm. The worm is the best friend to support your fruits, to give you nutrients and to give you fruits, So don't worry about it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So other than that, any other questions that you
Yes, Esther, one more. Doctors, why do some papaya or what do you call it, custard apples or even mangoes, mango has worms? What is the cause of them having worms?
Fly.
Yeah, flies are small little flies, some small little insect. And you have to wrap it, when they start to fruit, you have to wrap it. Otherwise, a small little insect fly will go near the fruit. It will sting onto it, and then the insect will penetrate into the fruit, and then you will get worms on. Definitely. And most people they, you see, like in commercial, I mean, of course we don't do that. In commercial, the minute when the trees start fruiting, they spray insecticide. They say spray a lot of insecticide. So after that, when the plants start to flower, and then fruit start to come in, they will wrap the fruit. So like for us, instead of spraying the insecticide, what we do is we can spray our organic insecticide. Remember the neem oil? Remember how we do the neem oil? And remember the
plant enzyme also can what? You mentioned foliage spray.
Also can, also can. But if your tree is so big, wow, you need a lot,
Oh yeah.
So if you buy you can make a neem oil.
Okay.
Neem oil, and then the most easy way is to make neem oil.
Yeah. Okay.
Spray onto the plant, and then after that, when the fruits come in, start to come in, then you wrap them. You will not have all the worms inside. Surely you have all the commercial one, definitely you have a lot of insecticide one. There is no such plant that I have seen before. You don't spray insecticide and you get fruits free of what they call worms.
Okay. Yeah.
So better not eat the skin.
Yeah, better don't eat the skin. Yeah, right. Better don't eat the skin. Yes.
One more question, Dorcas, for you.
Yeah.
How to make neem oil?
Okay. Got to share the slide.
Next time,
use the slide now.
Okay, there'll be another next question here for okay. How to make
the neem oil. Thank you, doctors. I also want to know.
Okay, that'll be the next lesson, neem oil. Okay, Ken. Okay, I think that's about it. Yeah, 6:30 now. Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm on time. I hope you all understand, because you see, people have devoted, and committed to our session from 5 to 6. The most 6:30 right now, That's the reason why I just want to be very cautious of time. Yeah. So now it's 6:30. Yeah. So of course, just one more question. I think I'm sure it's all right. Okay. One more question. Anyone? One more question. Yeah, if not, again, please tune in, okay? Next week again, Next week, in fact, we have another speaker already. Right now, I'm quite glad, okay, there are more speakers coming around already. Yeah, it's about how to make a EM, okay? But another speaker, so of course, I give doctors a break, So next week, we have another speaker also talking about EM, okay, right? Everything is all lined up already. So,
can I ask one question?
Sure, Helen, yeah.
Doctors, you say the thing is so smelly. Is there anything that we can do? Because I also made, and then it is so smelly. The neighbors are also like, oh gosh, how to, even if we throw it away, it's going to stink the whole place. So
true. So instead of doing it, instead of doing it, what you can do is, we don't use this method. What we use is what we can do is, we put in the sugar, the brown sugar, I mean the molasses or the brown sugar to make EM instead of using this method. Like for example, your food waste, plus your what they call the scrap from the kitchen, you weigh them how much is the weight. Let's say for example 3 kg then you put the equal portion of the brown sugar, then you put water, you make EM. Then it will not be so smelly.
No, but we've already got it. We've already got it. Can we just take a little bit, add soil or anything or enzyme or something?
I also try to put soil inside. But I also have this problem. What I do is I also put soil, a lot of soil on top of a pour inside, so to dilute the smell. Right. I also do that.
So, oh gosh, you run a mile or run
It's also
10 miles.
good, because of the smell. The smell will frighten a lot of. You see, my house, I don't have a lot of pests, except the
Okay.
But then just now the other I don't know who it was. She said the worms are good and all that. So the kitchen waste we throw it. That will attract a lot of mice, rats, isn't it? If we throw the kitchen waste.
Don't do that because let's say let's say for your kitchen waste or your food waste you just throw it around. What will happen if the rats come? If the rats come, they will carry a lot of disease. And the cockroach also come and you also carry a lot of bad bacteria. They will also introduce a lot of bad bacteria onto the soil. So it's better that we manage it.
Right. Okay.
We call it management of the soil. Of course, you can throw it. You see, like for example, banana peels, you can throw it onto the base of the plant. But the thing is, not only the plant take the nutrients, the bad bacteria also come in, the insect also come in, the rats also come in. So you will attract not only you put things, bad things also come in. Then you will have another instead of solving your problem, you have adding another one extra problem. Right?
Can I say something? What I do is I build a tower. That means I go to the hardware shop. I buy the PVC pipe, the bigger pipe, white color one, and I just put it in the ground, but of course with the cover on top. So whatever kitchen scrap I have, I just pour it in. So the rat will not be able to penetrate in. And we call it a tower. Yeah, a tower.
How big is that, dear?
Pardon?
How big would that be?
The length, the height, I put it about like 3 feet. And then the diameter is about 4 inch. And then I will use the cover on top. And then when I put a kitchen scrap, I'll put a little bit of EM inside. So, and I want to have more worms to come in. So it will not attract that worms because I have a tower.
Okay. No wonder. Yeah. That makes sense.
Sandra, can I ask you? I also have a towel, but it attracts a lot of ants.
Are you putting it on the ground or on your pot or what?
On the ground.
On the ground. How deep is your
banana trees are great feeders. So my land is very small. So and it has fruit very well. But this is the third time and it's getting skinnier. So I've been continuing with the towel method, but it's just that it has the black ants. It attracts them to make nest in it somehow.
I don't have a problem.
When I open to put some more, the ants will run out, and then after that, sometimes I even take my hand to see what is inside and how wet it is, and I could even take sometimes a handful out, and I have all the eggs, the plant egg, the ant eggs. So
the red ant or the black ants?
The black ant eggs and the black ants. So I was thinking maybe I shouldn't put so much fruit. I should focus on putting just greens, kitchen waste that is vegetable, not fruit, because I think they are attracting the ants.
I don't have that problem. Maybe, I don't know, but even if you have that sort, and maybe you can just spray a little bit or dilute your vinegar and you just spray around that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. As I said, now I really know because people are leaving already. Okay, yeah, really, we will stop at the 6.
Yeah.
Okay, come again next
Thank
week.
you
Questions, yeah.
so much.
Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Doctor.
Don't worry, ask in the chat room. Yeah,
Thank
because
you,
Dorcas
thank you.
in her free time she can answer. Oh, not to worry. So
Yeah.
put it in the chat room.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay,
Thank
come,
you,
let's
thank you.
take a photo. Can we take a photo, please? Yeah, that's why I say people are leaving already. I just want to take a photo. Thank you, thank you. Come, yeah. Come, switch on your video, yeah. Ready?
Yeah, okay.
Hold on now. 1, 2, 3. One more. One.
Wait.
Cepat, cepat.
Ah,
Cepat, one more time. One more time.
Focus.
Okay, one more time, ah. One more time, one more time. Yeah, good, beautiful. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
okay.
Okay, okay.
Wow. Thank you.
Okay.